Salvete, my friends. I am back for at least for a short period, and I've been busy over the last several months, and I kept up the work, kept up the pressure here and there, anyway, and eventually did finish my Slaanesh Hedonites army, which I'm very excited for. I was really hoping to get this army finished much sooner in the year, but progress is progress, and I'm quite happy to have this army now complete, such as it is, and to move on to the next projects that I have. And I'm pushing full steam ahead at the moment into those. It's been quite motivating to kind of get that army finished and to see it on the table and everything else. So in my collection, I really consider these to be kind of two separate collections in some ways. There's the Mortals of Slaanesh and kind of the Demons of Slaanesh, but combined in Age of Sigmar, they're the Hedonites. So the entire collection here is a good, 6,185 points, roughly, according to kind of the latest point totals, and about 133 models. 37 are the Mortals, 96 Demons. Some of you might recall, I actually used to have a very early video of this army, or at least a good portion of it. At one point, it was actually painted in a different color, kind of a pink and white. And my wife utterly hated that paint scheme. And I've always kind of wanted to kind of go back and refresh. So some of these were kind of repaints, mostly demonettes and a few things, but there's a good deal of kind of original painting here as well. Certainly all the Mortals are painted in just the last few months, as well as a good portion of the Demons as well. So I'm just going to break down some of the components here. I got Sigvald, the Prince of Slaanesh, Glutus Oscolian, Lord of Gluttony. I have kind of the old Lord of Slaanesh on Demonic Mount. That used to be kind of the old Chaos Lord for Slaanesh. I have the newer Lord of Pain. I have kind of a converted Demon Prince of Slaanesh. The old, Warriors of Chaos, kind of exalted hero of Slaanesh. I'm not really sure how to kind of differentiate those types of models from the regular Hedonites. They're technically slaves to darkness, but both the exalted hero and the Lord. But they don't really fit with what I want to do with slaves to darkness, so they're in this collection for now. I also have 10 Myrmidus Painbringers, 5 Simberish Twin Souls. Just wanted to kind of have a good representational force. I really like the Painbringer models. Absolutely love those. I think the Twin Souls might be a little more useful in the games, but that's very rarely a consideration for me when I'm making purchases. I'm really much more fixated on kind of a good representational force. Frankly, this type of visual is why I'm in the hobby. The White Dwarf pages of just like giant armies that rained on a table. That's kind of why I'm part of this hobby. I'm much more of a kind of a hardcore collector, and I really definitely do enjoy playing the game when I have a chance, but it's not really my primary focus at this time. And frankly, given the rules of the Hedonites right now, I don't know if I'll be playing this that often, which is kind of a shame. I would certainly play it in casual games at home with myself and my wife, maybe a friend or two, but this is probably not a tournament army that I might travel with. But it's still a beautiful force for me to have, and I absolutely love having it out on the table, and it'll have a kind of an honor place in my collection. And honestly, the amount of armies that are completed and painted by me is pretty limited, so I'm quite happy in general. So going on further, there's a few Hellstriders with Hell Scourges, which is the whips. I have 5 of those, and then I have 5 of the Claw Spears, again, kind of just from diversity's sake. 6 Fiend Bloods, really cool models, just horrendous rules. Horrendous. I was really looking forward to these models, and I bought them all excited, And then I read the rules, and it's like, ah, they still look cool though. They're still kind of fun to have in the army. And then on the demon side, I got 2 new plastic Keeper Secrets, which are just fantastic. I have my old metal Keeper Secrets, which is on the now standardized base, so it looks a little off. And I have up front here kind of a Mask of Slaanesh and a so-called Vice Leader, which is the Herald of Slaanesh. Kind of those are the older, the Mask especially is kind of the old Finecast version. And then I have a good 71 Demonettes of Slaanesh with about 3 different commands. I have 13 Seekers of Slaanesh, 3 of the old Fiends of Slaanesh. 1 is Finecast, 2 are metal. And then I have the chariots, basically the Hellflayer chariot, the Seeker chariot, and an Exalted Seeker chariot. Again, more for diversity than any practicality in the game. And then for terrain piece, I have the Thane. But there's some really interesting lists that you can do with this type of force that I've put together, and I did have some sort of competitive play in mind when I bought these things, but it just didn't pan out when the actual rules became public. And it kind of spiraled my whole hobby plans out of order, because even though I am a collector and I really do like the appearance and aesthetics of these armies, massed armies, I do have some aspiration to get back to my kind of competitive roots. Insofar as I'm more than happy to buy a holistic force, and more than happy to invest in units that are maybe not optimal, but I want a core component that is at least usable in a potential tournament. And this army just doesn't really seem to have it. That was my full intention to kind of dive into the competitive scene this year. And I just happened to invest all my time into an army that just feels, at least from my perspective anyway, a little bit on the weak side. But it's a completed army. That alone is an achievement for me, to have 133 models painted here, and I'm pushing forward quickly into the next project and into the next army. I've really been thinking a lot about how I can potentially paint a vast amount of models in a quick amount of time, and my emphasis on painting is not necessarily high quality. I don't want models to look poor, but I need to emphasize speed and quantity in order for me to have any success in kind of reducing my rather ridiculous backlog of unpainted models, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,500. So, but I completed 133 so far this year. I am running currently a deficit on painting, but I've turned it around. I'm already painting some Nighthaunt in the last week, and I'm pretty confident I will pull into the positive this year, and this year will be the best year painting that I've ever had, basically, and to kind of ride that momentum into 2022. So hopefully you will be seeing more of me. I plan on making videos in the upcoming weeks. So have a good one, and thank you for watching.